Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and if you haven't seen, we've got about a day and a half left on the Danny Trejo and Day 9 Singleton weekend event. I love everything about this, the artwork, the fact that their faces are the profile images. I love everything except for the actual tournament. I like Singleton, it's pretty fun. I mean, Pauper is just horrible. It is so unplayably bad in Standard. Thank God it's Singleton instead of Pauper. So we've got that out of the way. Singleton is a higher variety. Pauper, it was basically just pick one of the two decks that are overpowered due to sheer chance, and there you go. Because the rest of them, all the good, cards in this mechanic, in this archetype are in uncommon. Oops. And you just go through deck after deck after deck, burn 30 wild cards in the common slot, and get nowhere. I mean, it was terrible. I think I got 3 wins one time in one of them. It was horrible. So this time around, the goal was Singleton, which is wide open. I don't think I played against the same deck twice. Even people who open with Red Rush, sometimes it ends up being 3-color red. I've had Sarkhan's Unsealing Dragons. I haven't seen Super Friends yet, but I know for a fact that that's popular in Singleton, so I'm sure that's out there. But I tried 2 decks so far, and the first one wasn't very good, which is kind of surprising because it was just white good stuff, just basically white wins. I did okay. I went about 2 wins, 2 losses every tournament, and then I switched to this deck that just instantly swept. Just straight up 5-0. I got the Gulta. If you're not familiar, you get... Oh, they aren't going to show the card rewards. Oh, that is so strange. Well, anyway, one of them is the old artwork for Duress, and the other one is an alternate art for Gulta. I'll just show you. Okay, so this is the alternate Gulta, which looks totally sick. I love it. Plus, I mean, you get a Gulta, which you can see I only had 3 of. And that's the Duress, which I understand is a very, very old artwork. I think it might even be the first artwork for it. Very big fan of it. I think it's so cool. I like the look of it. I'm not big into the older artwork, but this is one of the better ones. I just think it looks so cool. And that is the look on your opponent's face when you nuke one of the cards they need out of their hand. Like that, they have captured it. This, I mean, it depends. It depends on the scenario. This, I mean... Okay, I didn't even plan this joke, but it gets worse as you go. This is like, oh man, how dare you, I needed this. This is like, okay, we're getting narrow, and this is just like, f it, the game's over. So anyway, that's what's on the line. So how do you win? Wait, why did I go back to this page? Black Singleton is how I would do it. Mono black, keep it simple. So let's just go down it. Well, I gotta explain why I put what's in it before I say what's in it. So Singleton is slower. It's kind of like a pre-release. You could get away with some 4, 5, 6 cost without ramp, without having to just blitz into it. It's very difficult, though not impossible, to run a just speed blitz rush deck. Even mono red. I mean, just the card support isn't there. It will not have the same power level as, standard constructed mono red, where you can run 4 ofs of all the bolts and stuff, okay? It's just not going to work. But you could do 2-color or 3-color rush. The problem with 3-color is good luck, getting the right colors. It ain't going to be that big of a rush if you can't cast some of the cards in your hand. So what you can do to take advantage of it is just control, remove, delay, whatever, draw cards and ramp, and then just 4+ the crap out of the game. Just everything good, just dump mythics, planeswalkers, just dump stuff into the field, because it's like the last creature or permanent to hit that nobody can deal with tends to win the game. Not completely true. There's a lot of control in this. It's not as out of control as the pre-release, but that does tend to generally be the case. I mean, you drop a Carnage Tyrant, you're probably going to win with it. Although I would say that's true in Standard too. So the other thing you can do is people will hold on to cards in their hand longer, which is why I'm playing mono black. In fact, why the hell do I have this Duress in here? Hold on. Let's fix that. There we go. Oh, apparently I bombed out of 4 tournaments already. All right, so first is Demonic Vigor. I mean, this is just classic. Enchant creature, it gets +1/+1 for 1, and then when it dies, return it to its owner's hand. So they have to take your biggest, baddest creature and kill it twice, or really obnoxious stuff like this imp. But we'll get to that. So then we got divest, you know, just nuke one of their cards. Duress, nuke one of their cards. Cool. I mean, they're both specific, but hey, they cost 1. Then Hired Poisoner, it's just a death touch 1/1. It could kill a Carnage Tyrant, it could kill anything. It's a perfect little turn 1 delay for a couple turns. Pilfering Imp, so it's a flying 1/1 for 1, and then if you pay 2 and tap it and sack it, you can nuke a card from their hand and they discard it. So sorcery speed only, but that's hilarious with Demonic Vigor. I mean, you're not going to count on any kind of card synergy with one of in a 60 card deck, but it's just one of those things. You might get it off. And then Vicious Rumor is just another deal 1 to them, you gain 1 life, you mill a card off their library, and then they discard a card for 1. So you get a lot of bang for your buck there. Then Arduel's Bloodfast, that's just card draw. I mean, very important. Yeah, you got to pay 2 life, but whatever. There's so much removal in this deck, it kind of works. The flipped mode, you wouldn't really need that or want that, really. Then Burglar Rat enters battlefield, they discard a card. Are you seeing a theme here? This has been very effective. I mean, they have to top deck. I mean, every game goes to top decking, pretty much. But you're making them go to top decking on like turn 4, just by just killing their opening hand. Then Cast Down, removal, Costly Plunder, sack one of your own creatures, something you don't need, some little low-end piece of crap, and then draw 2 cards, just keep it rolling, draw more lands, get up to the top, get better creatures, you know, whatever. You don't always have a target for this, but whatever. Direfleet Poisoner, this is a 2/2 for 2, but also it's a flash death touch, like 2-cost instant speed kill spell, basically. That whole pirate synergy thing on the bottom, who cares? But you flash it in, block, boom, creature's dead. So I absolutely love that. So it's a kill spell while also being 2 damage persistently with pseudo haste, because you can cast it at the end of their end step. Or beginning of their end step, during it, whatever, who cares. Then we got Dusk Legion Zealot, very important, because it's a 1/1 for 2, but when it enters the battlefield, draw a card and lose life. So just keep it rolling, keep that card draw going, very important. Graveyard Marshal, this is pretty good too, because it's a source of almost unlimited tokens. I mean, it depends how the game's going, but it's also a 3/2 for 2, and it's mono black. I mean, it's double black, but you're playing mono black. So you pay 3, exile a creature card from your graveyard, and then create a tapped zombie. I don't like the tapped part, but it's a 3/2 for 2. Then we got Kitesail Freebooter. You guys know what it does at this point. I mean, come on, it's an Ixalan card. You go grab a card out of their hand and piss them off some more. Then we got Knight of Malice. I mean, it's just a 2/2 first striker. It can be a 3/2 first striker if they bring out something white. That's just cool. Then what else we got? Resummoning Skeleton, so you could block an infinite number of times, and you could sack it if you want. We're still into the 2 cost, by the way. Walk the plank, destroy something. Cool. Can't be a Merfolk. Who cares? Nobody's going to play Merfolk in this. Heartless Pillage. Make them discard 2 cards and then raid. If you attacked with a creature already this turn, create a treasure. So it's removing any kind of card advantage they might have, or giving you effectively a card advantage by comparison, while also giving you a single-use land. That's what I always consider the treasures to be. Then we got Izareth the Awakener. Every time she swings, you can pay X and bring something back out of the graveyard. Boom. I mean, that's hilarious to me. You know, you could end up bringing back a Chupacabra, a Burglar Rat. I mean, anything from up here that's annoying as hell. The Death Toucher, I mean, that's just funny. Plus, she's a 3/3 Death Toucher for 3. Very underappreciated card. I mean, black is kind of, I would say, the lowest taken advantage of color right now in Standard Constructed, it would seem. I mean, there's a lot of mono blue, there's a lot of white mix, there's a lot of white heavy Teferi crap, a lot of blue because of how degenerate blue is. A little bit of Rakdos, but it's red heavy, so I mean, Golgari's unheard of right now, and if it is, it's usually Explore-based, so it's not really Golgari. So there's a lot of forgotten courage in this here color. This is one of them, very underappreciated. Then we got Midnight Reaper. Whenever a non-creature token you control dies, it deals 1 damage to you, and you draw a card. So just card draw, and it's 3 damage for 3 mana. Very important. Mind Draw, nuke 2 of their cards. Why not? Murder, nuke 1 of their creatures. Welcome to black. Then we got a Plague Crafter. This is kind of cool. So they sack 1, you sack 1. So you get rid of something useless, and you got 3 damage for 3 mana. Good ratio. Otherwise, if you absolutely had to, drop it in. It's a 3-cost kill spell. Oh, well, you lose him. You know, it is what it is. Sword Point Diplomacy, one of the #1 most underappreciated cards in Standard right now. This is insane. It's better than that stupid red spell that does something similar. I mean, they either take 9 damage or they start giving you cards, and they could take 6 damage and give you 1 card. I mean, if anything, it's a way to get extra lands, which is fine. They think they're being all clever, giving you lands and not paying 3 life, and then, oh, here comes this. So I love everything about this. The fact that it costs 3 is ridiculous. I honestly think this card should probably cost like 5 for what it does. So, hey, run it. Next up, Demon of Catastrophes. They got some kind of weird, unhealthy obsession with flying tramplers that are huge lately. There's, 6 of them in standard, I think. It's ridiculous. Anyway, it's a 6/6 for 4 flying trampler, and all you have to do is sack a creature, and you'll have one. So, there you go. Ill-gotten inheritance, this will just sit there and ping them, and the number of turns is higher in this format than you would think. And also you can pay 6 and 4 damage to them, 4 to you. That's an 8 life difference, and I have killed people with this ability before. So a lot of people take a lot of damage while they're trying to top deck their way out of, getting pinged for 3 by the one creature that's left standing or whatever. So this is very, very, very useful. I mean, you're going to have this out long enough to be worth the mana, and that end game threat, it's like doing the 4 damage up front because they know as soon as you can pay for it, they are dead. Next up, Phyrexian Scriptures. This is hilarious because it's a board wipe, but it's kind of like, Dune Blast, I think? I think that's what it was, where you choose basically one of your creatures, then blow up all the rest. Now, it's 1 turn delayed, but like I said, it's so slow in Singleton, who cares? So it's just a fun little board wipe, and then you get rid of all the cards from the graveyard. You never know when that might come in handy. So I like this. So you put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control, so it's also ramp, and then that creature doesn't get blown up during the second little, tick down? I don't know. I don't think they ever named it. Then we got Ravenous Chupamacabra, because of course. And then we got Ritual of Soot. Okay, nuke everything through your less cool. I mean, that comes in real handy if they're running, cheapo little Rush crap or Selesnya. I've seen that. Then Vraska's Contempt. I mean, duh, of course it's in there. I mean, exile anything, gain 2 life, yeah. Doom Whisper, yeah. Flying Trample, wow, I've never seen that before. Only costs 5 and you can fix your next couple draws. I mean, that's just huge. This is so important. And just take whatever rares and mythics you got on the top end, just throw them in. I mean, if you're like, oh, I don't have a Doom Whisper, I better waste a wild card on this stupid event. No. Don't. Just take what you got and just throw it in. Then Rise from the Grave. I mean, at that point, at 5 mana, take whatever the best creature is between you and your opponent's graveyard and just bring it back out under your control permanently. It's a damn good card. The Eldest Reborn, pretty much the same thing. It's just offset by 2 turns. And I mean, it's a kill spell, then a discard spell, and then Resurrection. So it's like the whole rest of my deck in 5-cost Saga form. I love it. Then we got Yargle, everybody's favorite. I mean, it's a 9/3 for 5. Yeah, it might get blown up. Who cares? Yeah, it doesn't have trample. Who cares? It's freaking Yargle. I'm not going to not put it in. Then we got Demon Lord Billy. Flying Trample. Well, I mean, I don't get it. Flying Trample. I've never seen that on a giant creature before. Seriously, if it's already flying. Like, the creature that needs Trample the least is a flyer, especially with Orzhov's mechanic, where now you can no longer just chump something and cross your fingers hoping you top deck the right card. I really don't like Flying Trample, and they used to only put it on like 1 creature per standard rotation, and like I said, it's on, I would say, at least 6 right now. I'm not sure about that. I could check, but yeah. So anyway, he goes and draws a bunch of crap, and if it's 4 or greater, he keeps drawing, so that's cool. It's extra card draw, and he's a 6/6 Flying Trampler for 6, so hey. Then we got Tetzamok. This thing's insane. I love this. Very underappreciated. Some people play it. 6/6 for 6, so that's cool. Death Touch. I mean, hey, why not? I usually forget about that because it's so damn big. Who cares? But then you could pay 1 at any time and just put a mark on one of the opponent's creatures. And then when it enters the battlefield, anything with a mark on it gets blown straight back to hell. So I have gotten some use out of this. The second that it's like turn 3 and you start dropping marks with your 1 or 2 spare mana, they're just like, oh, crap. Countdown to 6 swamps, basically. Speaking of that, 1 Cabal Stronghold because it's hilarious, 1 Memorial to Folly because it's even more hilarious, it brings a creature back, and then 22 Swamps. I guess I went 24, which is kind of weird, but I guess you got to get to 6, so I'd almost go 23 in here, but 24 rolls it over to the new average, and then you start with a 3. So welcome to Arena, where you have to run 24 lands almost regardless. So this is what I've been winning with. It's basically just really, really good bombs, good enough control, a little bit of like life gain tricks, that kind of stuff, resurrection, stealing your opponent's crap, I think it would probably be better if I mixed blue and then went full-blown, like, Dimir Theft with Hostage Taker and that Spectre. But you can already see there's not a whole lot of room in here, but, like, 2 counter spells would be kind of nice, too. So, I don't know. You could do it if you wanted to. I might build one like that. I mean, I already got the one Galta, and I'm sick of this stupid event. But this deck does do really, really, really well. So I would say build something similar to this if you want to stand a pretty good chance of getting the Galta. So hopefully this helps out with you guys. And I will see you guys next crazy event.